Hello everyone, my name is Wongvibul. I'm a PhD student at College of Nursing, The Ohio State University. And today I will be speaking about a systematic review of the intervention studies, which aim to reduce urinary incontinence in older adults with cognitive impairment. And I have no affiliations to disclose for this study. Urinary incontinence or UI is a major problem in older adults that affect a large number of people who live in nursing homes and in the community. It has been reported to be a big problem in those who have functional and cognitive decline, which can lead to the decrease in quality of life, stigmatization, and the increase in mortality rate. To reduce this problem, it is very important to identify the best possible management options for UI. So the purpose of this study is to evaluate the effect of the interventions that have been developed for reducing UI in older adults with cognitive impairment. For this study, we first started from searching the literature from 3 databases, which were PubMed, Signal, and Medline. And the search strategy was developed using keywords and control vocabulary that describe older adults, UI, and cognitive impairment. And for the eligible studies, we only focus on the study with a clear implementation of intervention that aim to reduce UI in the target population, were peer-reviewed publications, and were written in English. Then the search results were uploaded into the Covidence, which is a web-based software program for managing systematic review. After the duplicates removed, the title and the abstract of all studies were screened by the 3 independent reviewers. Then the full text of 267 studies was screened again for the final approved studies. And lastly, the 9 final studies were extracted and synthesized by the same 3 reviewers using the PRISMA guideline. For the result of this study, here's a table showing the characteristics and the outcomes of the included studies. From the table, we can see that most studies were conducted in the late 1990s or the early 2000s, and of the 9 eligible studies, 3 studies employ randomized control study designs, 2 use quasi-experimental designs, 2 were pilot studies, and 2 were case studies. We found that the sample size in the study were pretty small, and most studies focused more on women while included relatively few men. Also, more than half of the studies were conducted in long-term care facilities. Among the intervention review, the study which implemented exercise-based interventions such as walking, pelvic floor muscle exercise, and physiotherapy-led group exercise, as well as the prompted voiding, were effective in reducing UI in older adults with cognitive impairment. Although only 1 study in this review targeted mild cognitive impaired participants, the effective early interventions for older adults with mild cognitive impairment are needed to prevent or delay the progression of UI before it becomes worse when cognitive impairment progresses. And similar to the studies in other fields that involve behavioral interventions, reducing UI also requires motivations and commitment among participants to complete the program. So to provide effective and sustainable care to cognitive impaired older adults experiencing UI, addressing UI should be multi-component and tailored to meet the individual needs of care recipients. Future research should incorporate more strategy to offer early and practical interventions in participants with mild cognitive impairment and early-stage dementia for preventing or delaying the progressions of UI. Collaborations among healthcare professionals are needed to enhance the effectiveness of incontinence care. And by maintaining continence, we will be able to improve quality of life for older adults with cognitive impairment and greatly support caregivers in providing care in both community and in the home-based settings. These are references for this study. And here's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.